So here we go. The Lions can end this ball game right here. 4th and 1 from the Green Bay 15. Goff takes the snap, back, looks, throws, caught. First down, Detroit Lions. This game is over.
Yes. Let's go.
How big has this football team been tonight? You want to change the conversation, win some games. And that's exactly what they've done.
Nothing to play for is what everyone said.
And nothing to play for.
They had nothing to play for, and they said, hell with that.
Except pride.
We going out.
Well, we can't go to the playoffs. Okay, Green Bay, you're not going either.
That was awesome from the Lions, and what a launch pad into the offseason and next season.
If I had to buy stock in any team that missed the playoffs this year, I'm saying this with a straight face, and you all know I'm right. The Detroit Lions are number 1 on this list.
The progress feels incredible, and where we are right now heading into the offseason feels really good.
You know, the last 10 weeks that we play, we can just carry that with us into next year.
I just can't wait for next season, man. It's just, this season was cut too short. And I feel like there's way more on the table that we can get.
It's the culture we've built, it's the leaders on this team, it's the core of this team that's stood through that storm.
First of all, just start off kind of giving some appreciation. Thanks, obviously, first and foremost, to our ownership. Their support, their belief, most importantly, their patience that they practice with the plans that we have in place and what we're trying to build just really means everything.
We talk a lot about Brad Holmes. We talk a lot about Dan Campbell, the development of players, what they're doing on the field, but it all starts from the top down, and you heard Ben Johnson say that.
It starts with this place and these people, and I believe in Sheila, Dan, Brad. It starts at the top, and I think it's trickled down.
I love playing for Dan, I love playing for Brad, I love playing for Sheila. Like it's such a special group and a special place to be.
And that comes to me from good leadership, and leadership starts from the top down. Is Sheila leading in a different way? Do you believe she is changing the course of the Detroit Lions?
The group we assembled to undertake the search for these 2 important positions ultimately resulted in a thorough, comprehensive process that led us to 2 great people in Brad and Dan.
All right, let's go.
I really wanted to find out what was happening within this organization and really dig into why we actually had not been very successful. You know, the answer really to me was had to be a culture redo. And so when we went to look for Brad and Dan, Rod Wood and I decided we did need help on the football side. So our first hire was Chris Spielman. Probably one of the best things we've ever done was get Chris on board. And the interview group was Rod, Chris, me, and Mike Disner. We all agreed before we started the interview process what we were looking for was leadership, an open, honest, communicative culture. Finally interviewed Brad and Dan. It was obvious to all of us that they were the ones that fit the criteria. You've heard me talk a lot about collaboration and chemistry this week, and making sure that everyone in our organization is aligned with the same vision. Because I'm confident we have 2 terrific men.
You know, sometimes you just get that feeling that when you know something is right. Miss Hamp just had an incredible soul that I was really able to connect with, and I couldn't be more excited to work with a group like this.
You could tell that was very motivated to change what the perception had been of the Lions for a number of years. It wasn't just about the football. You could tell she wanted to get it right top to bottom. She wanted to revamp the brand, man. You want to change the culture of a team, it gets thrown around, it starts at the top. Sheila Hamp, all right, that's where it starts. I was sold within 10 minutes of my interview. When you look back to what it was 2 years ago, my gosh, we've come a long way, top to bottom. And that's a credit to Sheila. This was her vision all along.
The move that she made and the efforts that she made to bring in football guys to lead this team, I think has been really special. Because I think it's from the heart, I think it's real, I think it's genuine, and I think Lions fans perceive that as well.
Well, during the year, the fans were fantastic. You know we have fantastic fans here in Detroit. And they, stuck with us this year. At the beginning, obviously, our record wasn't what we had hoped it would be. Even at 1-6, it was obvious to all of us, including a lot of our fans, that good things were happening. We really believe in our process. We really believe in we're going to turn this thing around the right way. It requires patience. It's frustrating. Am I frustrated? Absolutely. Are the fans frustrated? Absolutely. I think we've got the right people in place to pull this off, and I truly believe that.
Well, again, leadership starts from the top. You know, historically, the Lions have been kind of spinning their wheels, and it didn't work. You know, if you look at historical franchises, one, they're very patient. They develop not only their coaches, but in the organization, they develop people. And I think that's what the Lions haven't been able to do, and I think that's what Sheila Hamp is trying to do.
All of a sudden, you know, at about that point, things really started to click.
Touchdown, Detroit Lions!
The culture that we've been trying to achieve in this organization started to happen. You could see the team bonding, pulling together, playing for their coaches. I mean, it was really exciting.
We had progress. We improved. We hardened ourselves as a team, as players, coaches, as an organization. We kind of found our groove. And I really feel like we solidified our foundation, solidified our identity.
When the place started selling out and just absolutely going crazy, rocking and rolling, the team could feel it. We could all feel it. It's so exciting for the city. And then the way it finished, that last game in Lambeau was even more exciting.
What we did the last game of the year, how our guys came together with right before you go out there to know that you don't have a chance to go in the playoffs anymore and to put their best foot forward and come out swinging, I thought just spoke volumes to our team. And quite frankly, I was never surprised though. That didn't surprise me we came out. I just knowing the type of guys that we have.
When we knew before the kickoff that we weren't going to make the playoffs, and they went in there and clobbered the Packers, it was really outstanding. They could have laid down, and they certainly did not.
I'm just telling you. I'm just freaking telling you. Because I've been around as a player, I've been around as a coach in this league. We got, I'm telling you, the best owner. That's right. The best owner. Yes, sir. It was always from day one, I thought it was important that our players got to know Sheila and understand what she's about and the way she views it. And this is something that's been in her family a long time. She thinks about you guys all the time, man. I'm serious, and she knows everything about you. She knows everything about you, but I'm telling you, she is rock solid. She's as good as they come. She's a good freaking person, and she's competitive. And boy, she loves wins. So this is...
I was very surprised and honored, but I really think, you know, the game ball was about the vision that we all have bought into in the beginning about the culture of this organization, where we wanted to go with it, what kind of team we wanted to build, and the fact that it was all coming together, and that Green Bay game was kind of a culmination of all of it. All roads lead to Detroit. Thank you. You guys are the best, and so proud. And did you see how many fans we had here today? Oh my God! It was amazing.
She's different, man. She's very humble. She doesn't want credit. She doesn't want the limelight. You know, she doesn't want any of that. But yet, man, those are the people, when they're doing it right behind the scenes, they need to be lifted up. And I think everybody, particularly Lions Nation, man, the Lion Pride needs to understand, man, she is every bit responsible, more than anyone, for this whole thing right now and the transformation that is happening here with the Detroit Lions. Because at the end of the day, I think we all do, but I want to be able to hold up that Lombardi trophy, and I want to be able to pass that thing to her and say, this is all because of you.
You don't go from 3-13-1 to 9-8 without being tough. And here in Detroit, this is a tough blue-collar town.
The culture is everything, and people think you just come in, you're going to do this. No, there's things you can do once you have the right people in the building.
If you have just a good bunch of hardworking guys that love football, you're going to do pretty good.
The way that our coaches have put us in positions to make plays and win games and do what we do best, and then us just going out there and trusting each other.
We're getting to the point where we're understanding what we want it to look like, and what we need it to look like.
They got to believe in what we believe in, man. They have to think of the game a certain way. They have to have a certain type of character about them. And that, to me, is the secret sauce.
Dan's the right leader, and I think these players for the Detroit Lions, you can see the pride and the toughness that they play with.
Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's go.
He's a good coach, and that's what you want in your head coach, and he does a hell of a job with us.
His authenticity and transparency is unlike anything I've ever seen in coaching. He's the same guy everywhere he goes, and players see that, and they relate to that and like that.
We understand that Dan has been in our, he's been in our shoes before. He played in this league for a long time. He knows, the battles, the struggles that we go through every day.
If you challenge players, they will respond. And if they know that you've got their back, they're going to play hard for you, man. They are going to play hard, and I think that's what you saw the Detroit Lions do.
He's very good at reading the room, very high emotional intelligence, and we respect him, and we've kind of been through hell and back with him, and it's a fun time to be a Lion, and he's leading the charge.
He's never changed from the first day that I met him to now. Whether we're winning, whether we're losing, he's the same coach. I think players respect that.
I ain't never been around a group of guys like y'all. I'm dead f***ing serious. I mean, look, you talk about hitting some hard times. You guys just keep coming back, man. You just keep coming back. I've never seen anything like it.
The way he coaches us, the way he takes care of us, I think what makes him such a great leader and such a great coach.
He is going to develop players. He pushes the envelope in really challenging players to get better and to do what they need to do in order to be productive.
It's people. It's people. It's about having the right coaches in this building. It's about having the right personnel department, which Brad's done a good job of. It's about acquiring the right players.
Much like when you go through school, every year is a building block. All right, 3, 13, and 1, now 9 and 8, but there's more work to do. You need a certain type of individual that you're going to target and knows what the Detroit Lions want to represent.
When you're somebody that's willing to do all the right things and you put in all the work, you're somebody that gets there early, man. You're grinding on tape, man. You're going into the weight room. You're taking care of your body. You put it all out there on the practice field. You're being as detailed as you can possibly be. You have every right to say things when those aren't the standards of the people next to you. They're not living up to those standards.
At the end of the day, accountability is huge on our team, and Dan's a great leader. We all love Dan, but at some point, the players have to start leading themselves.
Hey, look at this. See it? You good on it?
Once you get the right players, now it's about them being accountable to each other, and they begin to set the terms.
We set the tone. Of course, the coaches have their input on things, but daily at practice, daily in meetings, it's up to us to hold each other accountable and to set the tone for how we want things to be.
Hey, need some tempo in these huddles, okay? If we do that, you have to get your depth, okay?
Everybody holding themselves and each other to the standard that we want.
These guys are built to stop gap scheme. We told them that we could beat them outside zone, and we are beating them outside zone.
The coaches are there for us all the time. Obviously, they're going to make sure that we're ready, but at the end of the day, we're the only ones on that field together.
Us as coaches, it's, hey, these are the standards that we set, but at some point, they take it over themselves, and coaches are just coaching football. We're coaching technique. We're giving you a scheme, but these players regulate themselves, man, because they hold themselves to those standards.
What do we decide?
We come out here and we work every day. It doesn't matter if the coaches are out here or not. And if we can't come out here and get better by ourselves, the coaches can't want it more than us.
Here we go.
We have to take accountability at some point and lead each other.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Turn me up. Let's go.
Dan enables us as leaders, whether you're a captain or not, just a guy who understands what's going up to be able to hold that standard.
You got to have a great desire to win. And when you get 53 collective individuals that have that same goal and that same mindset, you can be unstoppable. I think the guys got elected to the Pro Bowl, they're all deserving. Jared Goff, there's probably no quarterback who was hotter the second half of the season. You look at Sewell and Ragnow and the offensive linemen that are just terrific. Is probably one of the best offensive lines in the National Football League. And then St. Brown, his impact over just 2 seasons for the Detroit Lions. I mean, his production is as good as any.
What I appreciate about the guys that were that got recognized. They got recognized because of production, but for us, they also happen to be like some of the hardest workers.
Fierce competitors, toughness, work hard, desire to win, are good teammates.
The guys that are there are squeezing everything out of their body, and they're all about team.
It's a good testament to some of our success we were able to have this year, and I think there's an argument to be made for a lot of other guys.
I think it just shows where we're going, because there's a lot more guys on our team that I thought were very deserving, and hopefully we can continue this tradition of having a bunch of guys here and winning more games.
Good. Throw me in the slot. I'm ready.
What's up, King?
What up, bro? You good?
I'm good. How you?
Straight.
I'm so honored to be here. I know the other three are too. To meet, guys that you watch on Sundays, guys that you really respect, admire, and just all come together and have fun.
We're off to the races with St. Brown getting the first opportunity.
I think just the way we work, we've worked all year, but I'm super, happy to be here. My family's here. We got friends that are here, so it's almost like a celebration.
Oh, I got his brother.
Oh, there we go, over the line.
There you go. There you go. Right on time, baby.
Our winner, Amon St. Brown.
I really gotta get my mind right for my event, bro. I gotta get my body right for my event. I'm out here yawning. Hey! I'm getting nervous.
Oh, you're gonna be great. You think he's gonna trip? Yeah, he can't come back to the house. He can't go back to the house. Family's the biggest thing in our lives. They say if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. We go together. What do you think is going through his head right now? Don't trip. Look at his face. Look at that. Look at the face.
We were game planning, huh? He said as soon as he hit the wall, he's gonna start just high knee so he doesn't trip.
I'm gonna laugh if he bounces right back off. Oh, he going first.
He's going against Joe.
Yep, here we go. Here we go. Let's go. You see Uncle Bones say, go Uncle Bones. Uncle Bones. Turn me up, 5'8". Go. Turn me up, 5'8". We fell. Hey, I knew he was gonna trip. I knew it. I knew he was gonna trip. At least we know who doesn't have balance in the family. Hey, they won. Here we go. Look at him, boy. Hey, that boy really tripped though. Pressure, too much pressure.
The same thing when he caught that ball, got too excited, dude.
Yeah.
He got too excited.
I got up and said, where am I at?
You rolled right through it. If I'm gonna put my coaching hat on and critique his performance, he got off the ball quick. I think he tripped over there after the first wall on some of that styrofoam, but he picked up ground, ran through the other two, just like he does some of the D linemen, D ends of the league, so he did a great job.
I stumbled a little bit, but we bounced back and got the dub.
I've been their coach growing up. Now I get to be just dad and mom and dad, and just support and love and continue witnessing them live out their dreams. And to see them do it at a high level, on the highest level, that's something else. I don't think I could have dreamt it any better for them. Or we couldn't have, right?
God is good all the time.
All the time.
Gino, pick, can take this the other direction for a touch. Derwin James.
Wait, what was you about to do? You just sat there?
Oh, football instincts, I know, I changed it. All right, just instincts.
Hey, so you really an extra player out there, Frank, on that?
To see Panay, and all our sons go from kids, teenagers, young men, into young fathers, that brings more joy to me than even seeing them play, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about, family. You raise your kids a certain way, hoping that they grow up and become productive and responsible, and they're doing it all in spades.
You see Frank?
What'd he do?
He started dabbing.
Yeah, Frank. Yeah, Frank.
We're grateful for the city of Detroit, the Ford family, Coach Campbell, and how they treated our son It's a great culture. The culture fits our family, blue collar, grind, grit, head down, and keep moving it forward.
I think it just shows where we're going. If you buy into what we're doing, and if you walk the walk and then hold yourself to the standard that we've established, good things can happen.
They give everything that they have, mentally, emotionally, physically, and man, that's what I appreciate. But that to me is what the type of players we're trying to acquire here too.
You're trying to bottle up everything that all those players represent. These draft picks and the free agents that they bring on board, they have to fit what this team represents.
Moving forward, like going into next year, guys, whether it's the draft, guys that are first getting drafted here, they watch football, they know what we did last year. They're coming in here thinking, all right, if I want to play, I'm going to be playing for playoff football. This is not just, go out there and play. Whether it's a free agent that we sign, they're coming here knowing, we want to make the playoffs, that's our goal, but we want more than playoffs. We want, home field advantage, whatever it is. And I think that's the biggest thing is guys that are going to be new to this team are going to understand that this isn't the old Detroit Lions. This is a new team, a new culture that we're bringing to this team, and they're going to have to come with that same energy if they want to be part of it.
Last year, a foundation was laid, a culture was put in place, but this year, in and off, I think the standard is set now. And it's a standard of who's on this team, who's in this building, a standard of who's on this staff, and all of that's earned. That standard is not going to be compromised. It's not going to be compromised no matter what.
Brad's the best. All right, Brad and I have an unbelievable relationship. We're going into year 3 now. It's still the bottom line when we started this thing 2 years ago on the type of players that we want. And it's the same thing we're at now. We're not into the business of acquiring lazy people, people that don't have vision.
The culture is here, the core is here, the foundation is built. It's there, it's all there, and now it's just about people falling into place and doing their jobs consistently, and our expectations and standards continuing to rise.
This isn't the same old line. We're going to go out there and we're going to get our respect, and we're going to earn that respect. We're not going to get down, and we're going to keep fighting, and I think we're still trending up. I really do.
That stems right from the owner, to the head coach, to all the coaches that are on the staff, and to every player in that locker room.
Man, you got to check the boxes. You got to check all the boxes. All right, we know, we can see there's a level of production on the tape you're willing to pay for, but yet, man, does he do it right?
We made a commitment to build this thing the right way, and sometimes the right way, it's the hard way. But I think towards the end, you start to see it really materialize.